know how to do it by myself.
Okay. Okay, so we are back at it. If you guys don't know, my name is Khadidra. This is Elijah, and we are building our homestead in Arizona. So, pretty much as of right now, we have had a pretty busy day. It's pretty late in the day right now. We just got back from town, and we picked up some lumber. Let me show you that really quick. This is all the lumber that we picked up that we need to 100% build out our gated area for Terry. We're in the car. We are currently on our way back from the store. So pretty much the last few days we've been racking our brains trying to figure out basically what our next plans are as far as the land and making everything comfortable and doing everything that we need to basically progress forward. And so one of the biggest things that we need is to be able to haul our own water. And so as you know, we don't have a trailer. I think I mentioned in the last video or the video before that we were looking into getting a trailer. And basically we were putting it into perspective, and we realized that if we have a trailer, well, we were going back and forth between either a trailer or just getting an older truck. And kind of like the same thought process that we had when we bought Terry was that it's kind of better for us to have something without a motor, because you don't have to worry about it breaking down. If you buy a truck, yeah, it's great, you know, to haul stuff, to do all that kind of stuff, but if the motor goes out, same thing, you're SOL. So we started looking into trailers. Our main goal was to get a used trailer off of Facebook, but these people are crazy. If you've looked up trailers on Facebook, these people are literally out of their minds on how much they're charging to sell their trailer. And most of them don't have registrations or titles, which don't want to mess with that, because that goes down a whole nother route that we could possibly go down that we don't want to be on. And basically they want like $100 to $200 less than a brand new trailer. And then, you know, you find, and the trailers aren't even good quality. A lot of them that have the wood on them, the wood's all rotted out where you have to replace it, but they just want crazy amounts of money, where basically they want it almost like it's brand new, and it's nowhere near a new trailer. It's like years old. Or there's a bunch of DIY trailers where people have made the trailers themselves, and they're just horrible. So we've been looking on different websites to get a trailer. We found one on Lowe's that we really liked. It was a 5x8. It had a mesh bottom on it. And so our aim for today was to go into town to go check out the trailer at Lowe's and, you know, look at it up person, try and see what it's like. We were set, you know, we were like, okay, this is what we were going to do. So I had finished editing a video before we were going to go, and so Elijah was putting music into the video, and I was just on my phone, and I'm like, you know that kind of feeling where it's like you're not sure what decision you should make, and so you're kind of just like in like the state of like limbo, like that's how I was feeling about the trailer situation. Like the Lowe's trailer, I wasn't in love with it, and I'm just like, I don't know, like this is a lot of money and it's a mesh, it's not really what Elijah wanted. I don't really care what we get, but like something in me was like, I don't know. So I started looking online and looking at different trailers again, and then I found a trailer that was $100 more than the trailer that was at Lowe's, and it had the wood that Elijah wanted in it. So we were looking at it, and I was like, oh, this is great. And then we found another one that was $100 cheaper than that one, so it would have saved us $200. But unfortunately, that one we wouldn't be able to get it until the end of the month, because it would have to be shipped in. And unfortunately, you know, we need it before then so that we can get water. and all that kind of stuff, and water and building materials and everything that we need, because we're trying to do some stuff and we need a trailer. And so pretty much we decided to go on the trailer that was $100 less than the one from Lowe's. So we then we were deciding whether or not we wanted to go to at the next town over, or if we wanted to drive the hour and a half to go into like the big city and get ourselves and get it from there, because if we didn't like it, or for some odd reason there was a Lowe's there, so that we could head into Lowe's and get the trailer from Lowe's. So something told us, let's just go ahead and let's just go into the town that's like 30 minutes away from us. We went into town, we're looking at all the different trailers, and so they had a grouping of the 4 trailers at the end. They were all the same. They're the ones that we actually came for. And so I'm looking at all of them, and they have like all the little price tickets, up at the back of the trailer to show you what the price is of them. And so I'm looking at I'm looking at this side, and I'm looking at the 2 exact same trailer. One has one price on it, the one that we were expecting to pay, and then the one next to it was marked $100 less. And so I was looking at it, and then I told Elijah, I was like, hold on. So I crossed the little barrier and went to the other side, because the same exact tractors were on the other side, and I looked at the tags there, because I was like, well, maybe there's something wrong with the trailer, that kind of stuff, but it was brand new. I went to the other side where the other 2 trailers were, same exact trailer, and they were also marked at the price we were expecting to, pay. And so I came back around, and I'm looking, and I'm like, ooh, I know what happened here. So it was priced exactly at the same price that the one that had to be shipped was priced, where somebody had tagged it wrong. And so I went up close and looked at the tag to see if it had like the name of the trailer or all that kind of stuff, but it didn't have any name of the trailer. It had the exact size. It said that it had the wood bottom, all that kind of stuff. And so I told Elijah, I was like, I guess that means that we're meant to get a trailer. So we took a picture of the sign just in case we had any issues in the store. We went into the store, we looked around a little bit. We went ahead and we were looking around the store, and then we went to go check out. And so we were telling the cashier, this is the trailer that we want. It's the second from the left, all that kind of stuff. And so one of the guys went out with Elijah, and they both went out. And Elijah showed him the trailer that it was, and then I'm not sure what happened outside, but the guy had brought the sign back inside and had told the cashier, I don't know if she was a manager or something, I don't know, but he was showing her the sign, and he's like, yeah, it's so weird because, I just put these signs out yesterday, oops, big oops, and they're all, this one is marked at this price, but all the other ones are marked $100 more. And so they pulled it up on their website, I guess, whatever it was supposed to be. I don't know if it was a SKU number or whatever. And the SKU number ended up having, when they pulled it up, it was for the trailer that had to be shipped online, which I'm not sure if it was better quality, worse quality. I know it did fold down, but it wouldn't have been a big deal, because Elijah and I went in thinking like, we'll try and get it at the cheaper price since it's labeled as that. But if they won't give it to us, it's whatever. It sucks, but it's whatever. And so they ended up honoring the price for us. So we ended up going in spending $100 less than we were expecting to spend, which is amazing because it's a brand new trailer. And I was, inside it, I was at home and pretty much just going through websites, looking for coupon codes for that we could use for the trailer, and I could not find any coupon codes whatsoever. And so we were like, okay, I guess we're gonna go in and pay full price for it. And lo and behold, we ended up saving $100, which we were able to put towards the registration for the trailer. So pretty much that's the long story of telling you that we now have a trailer. So now that we have a trailer, now our next goal is that we're going to be looking for an IBC tote and then getting a big, huge water storage tank for Terry. But yeah, and then also now that we have a trailer, we'll probably be going back into town. I'm not sure which one yet, but to go pick up some fencing supplies because we want to get the second gate put up. Because if you haven't seen our fence build video where we installed our gates, we ended up installing a 14-foot gate, and then we were going to attach a 6-foot gate to the other side. So we just need to get the 4x6, the slats, and the rest pieces of the wood and brackets so that we can go ahead and get that part set up so that we can get that part of the gate fully closed in. But yeah, so we now have a wonderful trailer, which is great because it's a great size. It's a 5x8. I'll end up showing you the trailer, but it has wood on it that's treated. It's just a good quality trailer. So we are very happy that we are now owners of a trailer, because I feel like, you know, being out here and, you know, moving basically into the middle of nowhere, some must things that you need is a pickup truck or a trailer. Like you can, and especially since we're out here, you can't really go and rent a trailer from anywhere. Like you can, but you have to go into town to rent it, get what you need to get, come all the way back down here, and then take it all the way back into town. And so that was like, as soon as we got out here, we were like, we're done renting trailers. Let's be on the lookout to actually buy one. So yeah, we are heading right now down to the land. Once we get over there, then I will show you what the trailer looks like and what we are working with, because oh gosh, this is great. We have a trailer. Okay, so this is our new trailer. It's nothing special. It's just a very simple trailer. It is a 5x8 in size. It does have the wood on there. One of the big things also is that if we were going to get a mesh trailer, he was going to just put wood on it, and then we did the calculations on whether or not it would make more sense to buy the cheaper mesh and do the wood, or buy one already wooded. It made sense just to get the wood because it came out to about the same price. But okay, so yeah, so we are now the wonderful, proud owners of a trailer. We just made it back. We got everything set up. Elijah dug out the tamper bar because that hole that gave us trouble last time, he's going to try and basically chip away at the edges because the auger just gave up and it wasn't auging anymore. So, okay, so I'm going to take you over here. So this is our first hole. This is the hole that we are basing everything else off of. So last time you saw us, we had all 5 holes dug. This is the one that gave us the most trouble over here. So next we're going to go ahead and get the auger set up so that we can work on this one next. We'll do the corner. And then actually I think we only have 4 more holes that we have to aug out. And then we're going to start basically preserving the wood that we have. So we're basically going to do the same thing that we did with our fence posts on the other side, because those are holding up great. They don't have any damage to them. They're not showing any signs of rotting so far. So we're pretty much going to go in with the motor oil, and then over the motor oil, we're going to go in with the Flex Seal, which works great. And then the top of it will be stained the same color as the fence post that we stained on the concrete sections, and then also the post that we put in the ground. So we're going to go ahead and get you set up, and then we're going to get started. Okay, so I went ahead and rechecked the first 3 holes. Those are level. This one is showing that I need to go down a little bit more, so I'm going to try and tamp out the bottom of it to see, basically to see if that will get us down the few inches that we need to go.
My shovel and now you would use yours.
So this side of the property, it's so odd because it's different than the front side, which is just right over there. We're going to dig in just a little bit. And then it's different. Oh, that's good. And then it's different from all the 4 corners that we set. It's different from even where the shed base is. Like, this is some tough soil over here, and that makes it's very rocky. And so it makes me glad that we are not building a house right here, we're building it across the driveway, so we'll see how that goes. But at least we're not building it right here. And so eventually our plan is, our main priority is that we're going into winter right now. So we're not too worried about, I guess, like a shade for Terry yet, because we're going into winter, which is going to be cooler, not as much hot sun beating down on the roof. So it's going to give us a few more months to basically, you know, work on the shed for the little covering for Terry. But the way the covering that we end up choosing for the measurements is going to be a 16 by 40. So 6 feet of it will end up covering this space here. And so we'll have 4 feet that won't be covered. So we're going to see what that looks like. We can just build like an extra little awning off of that and have like this entire area covered. So we'll end up seeing what we want to do. But I don't think we want to be fully out of the sun. So we just have 2 more holes that we need to auger. So we're going to get that set up. We're going to go ahead and get it augured out. And then we're going to start working on the wood. Just so you know, Elijah, I think we were trampling all over here, so I don't remember where the hole was supposed to be for this. We were trampling last night all over here, so I don't know where the marks are of where the auger mark was supposed to be at.
It was supposed to be 2, 4, how many?
So we'll probably have to auger this hole later after we get all the rest of the posts set in. I'm gonna grab hats because it's hot. Okay, so all the other holes are done and level. Elijah's just finishing up the very last hole, well, second to last hole. Drink? Elijah, are you checking to make sure it's level?
Yeah.
You want Mom to help you with that? I gotta turn it on. Okay. Huh? I know, it feels great, doesn't it? Let's see. Okay. Okay, thank you. We gotta dig some more out. Okay. You gonna put it in there?
I will do it.
Okay.
I know how to do it by myself.
Okay. You gonna put it back a little bit right there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I hope you guys can hear me over the generator, but this was our last hole. Well, our last hole is supposed to be somewhere over here for our 3-foot gate, but it's okay. We will take care of that later. But we have all 5 of the holes on that side, the 2 on that side, and then this one dug. So as I was saying earlier, this soil is crazy over here. Like, I am glad that most of our land is not rocky like this, because I think I would have a heart attack. So pretty much at this point, we are getting the sawhorses set up so we can start unloading the wood. We did get 4x4 by 10s. Our plan is to cut them directly in half so that we have 2 5-foot pieces off of each one, and then those 5-foot pieces will end up creating our little fenced in area. Okay, so we also ended up getting 2x4 by 8s. Those are going to create our little slat. We're only doing 1 slat at the top. We were debating if we should do 1 at the top or the 1 at the bottom. We're gonna figure that in and see. We did buy little staples so that we can attach our mesh using the staples to the wood. So we're thinking that that should be strong enough. And then once we get the post in, we're gonna dig like a little mini trench, like a very thin, tiny trench, so that we can bury some of our mesh in the ground so that we can prevent any tunneling. We're gonna actually get the laser level taken down since we're done with that for today. And then we are going to start preserving wood.